When God calls you into ministry, it equips you with everything you need to fulfill that purpose. Trust in his timing, lean into his strength, and remember that it's not about your qualifications, but his grace working through you. No matter how unprepared or imperfect you may feel, God's calling is a divine invitation to step into a higher purpose that will not only transform your life, but also impact others in ways you can't yet imagine. If you feel God is calling you into ministry, don't wait. Take the first step today, whether it's through prayer, seeking guidance, or sharing your testimony. Embrace the journey He has set before you. Remember, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Your story could be the light someone else needs to find hope and faith. Answer the call and trust that God will lead you every step of the way. Join me as I share my journey of discovering my calling into ministry and the challenges I face along the way. I still remember the moment when I realized that God had a special purpose for my life to serve in ministry. It wasn't an easy realization, but it was one that changed the course of my life forever. I have to admit, when I first felt the call to ministry, I was filled with doubts and uncertainty. What if I wasn't good enough? What if I failed? The fear of the unknown was overwhelming, and I struggled to understand why God would choose me for such a noble task. As I reflected on my life, I realized that I had always been drawn to helping others and serving in my community. I had a passion for making a difference, but I never thought it would be a full time calling. My doubts led me to question whether this was really what God wanted for me. I spent many sleepless nights praying and seeking guidance, but the more I prayed, the more uncertain I became. It was as if God was silent, leaving me to figure it out on my own. I, I felt lost and alone, unsure of what the future held. But then something changed. I started to notice the people around me, the ones who believed in me and encouraged me to take the leap of faith. They saw something in me that I couldn't see myself, and their words of affirmation gave me the courage to keep moving forward. I started to surround myself with people who inspired me, people who were already serving in ministry and making a difference. I attended conferences, workshops, and seminars, and with each step, I felt God's presence more and more. I I began to see that this call to ministry wasn't just about me, but about the people whose lives I could touch. One particular experience that stands out was when I went on a mission trip to a rural village. Seeing the desperation and poverty firsthand broke my heart, but it also opened my eyes to the need for ministry. I realized that I wasn't just called to serve, but to bring hope and light to those who needed it the most. That experience ignited a fire within me, and I knew that I couldn't turn back. I started to take small steps towards embracing my calling, and with each step, I felt God's presence more and more. The pivotal moment came when I finally surrendered to God's will and said yes to my calling. It was a moment of pure and freedom, and I knew that I would never be the same again. Tears of happiness streamed down my face, as I realized that I had finally found my purpose. As I look back on my journey, I'm reminded that God's calling is not just about us, but about the people we can impact. It's about being obedient to His will, even when it's hard and uncertain. My journey into ministry has shaped my faith and purpose in ways I never thought possible. I hope my testimony has inspired you to reflect on your own journey and calling. If you have a story to share, please leave it in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more inspiring content and testimonies. Let's continue to encourage and uplift each other on this journey of faith.